So I am aware's mantra for this week. And this one, I read this in a book on universal mastery. And there was a phrase that the author who channeled this information constantly repeated. And the phrase was, I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know how I serve. Now this phrase is so, so powerful in 1,000 different ways. But if you honestly think about it and you ask yourself this one question, do you know who you are? How many of us can honestly say yes, that we know who we are, that we have looked at ourselves honestly and without fear, without judgment, without shame? The second step in the ascension process across the board is awareness. You need to be aware of who you are and drop whatever masks, whatever lies, whatever fear you have used to hold yourself back, to minimize who and what you are. So step 2 through the 5 processes, starting with Mary Magdalene's, is desire. Mary Magdalene talks about desire being the second step because desire is a very human emotion. Desire for the material world, desire for an external justification and validation of who and what you are. For the chakra system, it's the second chakra. And you can see all the colors are very grounded. We're still very grounded in our energy in this second step. The second chakra system is all about the sexual energy, the creativity, honoring who and what you are. Dissolution is the alchemy step. And this is all about water-based. This is like dissolving your pure essence of material that we have burned down in the step 1 and dissolving it into water to create something new. In Buddhism, it's all about investigation, searching, being a seeker of information. And in metaphysics, it's about faith. Having faith in what you cannot see or hear or feel. So this energy this week is all about the feminine, where last week was about fire and energy and action. You know, we had to get our blood flowing. We had to face our fears. This week, we have to face our emotions. We have to become aware of the power that is inside of us, aware of who our true selves are. And we must face who and what we are and learn to honor our bodies and our soul and our life mission in order to ascend to a place of balance and wholeness. I know who I am, I know what I am, and I know how I serve is so powerful. How do we do this? Now, to reach physical awareness, there's a couple of things that you can do to step outside of that fear that holds you back and really become one with the universe. And for the physical steps and the physical homework for this week, in order to embrace the awareness of who and what you are and honor your body, is to dance. I would say dance like nobody's watching. Dance like the whole world is watching and you don't give a damn. This is your time. Dance has been known as a celebration forever. Priestesses dance and ceremony to pay honor to their bodies, their connection to spirit, their connection to Mother Gaia. Dance is a celebration. So this week, dance. Honor your body. Honor your connection to spirit. It doesn't matter what you dance to. It doesn't matter how you dance. You are dancing for the pure joy of having a body. You are honoring your body in this physical awareness. Now, if you are not a dancer, one, I don't care. I would love for you to dance anyways. Even if you're just in a chair, you know, this is boogieing out. I had to look over and see what I looked like doing that. That's terrible. So the psychological awareness for this week. And the first one is going to be the alchemy. And that is to cry. This week, you're going to journal about a memory and experience, possibly the most painful memory and experience that you've ever had. And either write it down in detail or meditate on it and remember every detail of it as if it was happening to you again. Allow the emotions of this event to flow through you. Don't be afraid of this experience. Honor the emotions that they come. Don't justify them. Don't try to cancel them out. Don't try to explain them to yourself. Don't try to say you're too strong to feel this way anymore. Allow the feelings to come in raw. And an example of this, when I had my breakdown, I went to an Edgar Cayce retreat in the mountains of North Carolina. And we did a guided meditation where you had to imagine a part of your body that was hurt. And I saw very clearly in my imagination, in my mind's eye, my heart that had been ripped in two. And down the heart were just these jagged edges. And it looked like it had been clawed apart. And I remembered the experiences with my mother and the abuse that I suffered there and how much it hurt to lose she was my best friend. And when she turned to drugs and alcohol, she flipped almost overnight and it tore my heart in two. So during this meditation, I had to envision sewing my own heart back together and surrounding it with light so that it could heal. And I let the emotions pour out of me in a way that I thought I would never stop crying. I had to honor that pain. I had to honor what that situation did to me and the scars that I had from it in order to let it go and say that that event is not my true self. So, do you know who you are? I can say with 100% honesty, I know who I am. I know what I am, and I know how I serve. And the freedom that comes with knowing and understanding this is magnificent. Now, this is not to say I don't forget. This is not to say that I don't doubt. But the farther along I get on my journey, the less time I spend worrying about what the external world thinks. Less time I spend worrying about what my ego thinks. And even if I get caught down in the muck occasionally, I remember what it's like to be joyful, and I can snap myself out of it faster. And that's what these steps are providing. It's providing your brain with a new pathway to take instead of the path it has taken its entire existence. You are reprogramming your existence so that you don't have to suffer anymore. So when you look at all of the phases this week, across these traditions that were written on different ends of the world by people who never met each other, you can see the similarities across these second steps. So Mary Magdalene is about releasing the physical, the desire to live in the material world alone. And alchemy is about understanding the emotions and stop allowing the limitations of this false reality. And the spirituality is all about embracing faith in the invisible. All of these steps are talking about the same thing. It's honoring your true self. And Buddha gives you a great way of doing that. Alchemy gives you a great way of doing that. Study. Study yourself. Study your true self without the blinders of emotion, without the blinders of judgment from others, from yourself. Honor who and what you are. Allow the emotions, allow the pain, allow everything that has been done to you or you have done to others to wash over you like water. Because that is not who you are. That is something that happened. It is not you. It does not claim you. It does not define you. It might help you expose gifts that you already have. It might help you expose weaknesses you already have. But it did not define who and what you are. So this week is about finding out who you are. This is honoring your body, honoring your soul, honoring your emotions, honoring the internal and not the external. And don't allow fear to stop you. Fear is going to happen. Pain is going to happen. And I love that expression that courage is not the absence of fear. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It's facing that fear and doing what you have to do anyways. That is how you get past the second step of ascension. That's how we get past a step that has probably kept us all locked in this circular mire of fear and sadness for hundreds of lifetimes. We're going to face the fear and we're going to go through it anyways. But this time, instead of like the fire of step one, we're going to do it by nurturing, by loving, and by honoring that side of ourselves. So this week you get to look at your wounds, kiss them, and make them all better.